Okay, so I'm going to try to answer, and I just want you to understand why it is I'm not emailing this to you or putting it as a comment. Look back my old video where I was explaining my technological difficulties, and hopefully this uploads. So we'll see. What's his name? PoemasDelMundo, which I guess is like world poetry or something. Poetry of the world. Okay, so you're talking about my P3 video, which my P3, I was talking to someone who is telling me that they're interested in possibly joining the Baha'i faith, and they were asking me, is there anything about the faith that's, you know, kind of this hidden bad or something that I should know about that's wouldn't have been told to me until I entered, you know, or something like that. And well, there is nothing, but because that's the focus and the reason for that video, I'm not sure how that would relate to you, because you're an atheist. So I'm not sure why you would be looking at a video that has to do with someone who's an ex-Baha'i talking to someone who's thinking about being Baha'i. I'm not sure where you fit in there, but I mean, you're welcome. But it kind of, to me, it sort of seems like, you know, walking into a car parts store and yelling at the, you know, person at the desk that there's no eggs, and, you know, then they say, well, you know, next door is the grocery store. So I don't know what you're doing on the video, but then you tell me what you're doing on the video, which is these statements. You read that Christians should love their enemies, should put their other side of their faith. I don't read anything Christian. I don't read the Bible. I think what you're talking about is the turn the other cheek thing, which I have never in a book read. I don't know what it means. I've never thought about it. I don't think about it. I don't necessarily plan to think about it. So, you know, sorry, I can't talk to you about what I don't know. How many of all Christians in the world practice that? I don't know. And actually, it's interesting you say that, because I did mention in this video regarding the fact that, you know, what a person's ideal is and what they're actually able to achieve working towards through prayer, and what is actually expressed to another person, those things are constantly in flux and rarely in agreement. But that doesn't mean that the faith itself is poor, or it's, yeah, it just is that people are working towards what their faith is. So share with us which principle is the one that made you leave the Baha'i faith. Oh, well, I did, actually, in my very, very first one, which was, you know, where you found me on the No Longer Baha'i, I said it had to do with progressive revelation. And in this P3 video, I actually left 3 links to 3 mirrored videos that I have here on this channel, and a video that I made, and there was some other one. Oh, one that my husband made regarding the equality of the sexes. Those were some of the things, but there are many and various that happened over the years, and quite honestly, because they are my personal opinions, those I probably won't ever share. Things of factual nature, I think, are helpful to others. My opinion, I don't think necessarily is. So I try not to cloud the issue for folks, especially if they're searching towards the faith themselves. I would never want to dissuade someone. I just would want to put out in front of them what's available and for them to think for themselves. So you would rather do 7 days per week than 19? Exclamation point, or is that an emoticon? I don't know. Okay, yes, that is my preference. Thank you. The rituals for the departed are inhuman. Emoticon, I don't understand. Sorry. Really, emoticon, I don't understand. Inhuman, ... Yeah, I did find them inhuman, because I didn't feel that they recognized the movement through grief that people really do benefit from as far as stages of acceptance and ways to, in community, grow to accept, the death, which is, part of life, right? Wait, so you find something inhuman. Yeah, I did. Distrust? Question mark, question mark. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about the distrust that, Baha'is absolutely have in the writings for clergy, because otherwise they wouldn't say that things were all corrupted. I'm not saying that individual Baha'is do not, because of the nature of the fact that a clergy has set themselves into that position or been elected or whatever, distrust them personally. I'm saying the stations or whatever you'd want to call it. And I mean, that's just present in the writing. You're not supposed to hate any person or distrust any person, based upon who they are, except for, it's kind of, that edgy thing about the covenant breakers. But really, the Baha'is were just told to, not associate with them. And I said, we're just told, not we are. So you've heard me correctly. I really am not a Baha'i any longer, and I can even show you my my paper. So, you know that priests, or I think you're trying to say priest, but it's P-R-I-S-T, that killed Jesus. Okay, I don't know that. Of what I've heard of the story, I think I thought the killing was done by soldier or something, like Pontius Pilate or something. Isn't that who did that? Yeah, Jews or the ones that rape kids, Christians. Jews who rape kids or Christians who rape kids, neither are acting in a Jewish or Christian fashion. So it's just a sad thing. There is man's inhumanity to man, and I think that that's very different than being inhuman towards someone. Mohammed or Christ or Moses ever left clergy on power. Not sure I understand what that means. Ever, never. Are you nuts? No, but I do like macadamias. If you want to depend in ignorant fanatics, fools, go ahead. But that principle, the Baha'i faith, is one that I agree with so much. Okay. I don't know who you're saying is ignorant or fanatic. I can say this and don't feel offended. No, I won't. You will always eat from the eat of others, like a bird who depends in clergy, religion, or man-made gods that, yeah, you put little g-o-d-s. There is no God, little o-g-d-s. All religions are man-made. Well, it's funny that you would say something as far as that you think that I'm dependent on clergy or religion or man-made gods. I don't know why it is you think that you would have any insight into my personality. I also think that the fact that I'm not in a faith right now, and that I was in a faith for 18 plus years that didn't have clergy, might show you that I'm not a person who has to rely on it. Even if that weren't the case, man-made gods, no, I don't believe in those either. That's not what I think of or believe in. All religions are man-made. Well, men put things together, but that has nothing to do with the divine inspiration that they come from. So I hope that that kind of clarifies things. I would appreciate if you would make a video and clarify some of the things that you're saying. And I know you said you're kind of embarrassed. I made another video for you. I hope this doesn't embarrass you. I kind of have problems sometimes writing letters and sending them, and oddly enough, my computer will upload a lot easier and faster, but I'm not always able to get back to comments. It's kind of a weird thing. So I hope that that answers that. And I hope that anybody else who's listening to this, who's a viewer or a subscriber, who is atheist or agnostic or Christian of any flavor and variety, please talk to this guy. It's kind of interesting, some of the things he's brought up, and I'm sure he would benefit, and you would too, from correspondence. All right, I do wish you all peace, and thanks so much for everything, and hope to talk to you later. Bright blessings.